A chiropractic office with a pediatric and family-based focus addresses ADHD and the nervous system, as well as all the other things. Dr. Travis Howell from Howell Chiropractic in Davenport is here with more on this today. Dr. Howell, good to have you here.
Yes, thanks for having me.
ADHD, I think we think about it more as the kids are about to go back to school because we're afraid it's going to be harder for them to learn if they have that issue.
Yeah, there's a big transition in the back to school time because a lot of times with kids with ADHD, transitions are the biggest problem, right? The end of school, the beginning of school, Christmas break, you know, those big changes in routine. So yeah, we see a lot of people looking for answers at this time of year.
Tell me, let's just start with what it means, what that diagnosis means.
Sure, so you know, the technical term is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. We don't really look at it as a deficit or disorder. I mean, it's commonly looked at as kind of a negative connotation, but most of these kids we meet are like superheroes, you know, like really the biggest challenge is they've got a Ferrari engine and a bicycle brake. So they've got an engine that goes way too fast, they just don't have control over it.
A bicycle brake off with a Ferrari engine, that's
Yes.
brilliant. So you're saying it doesn't have to be looked upon as such a problem.
Right, our goal is to give them as much control of that Ferrari engine because, you know, it's not always a problem to have the fastest brain in the room.
So, but is that the issue? Is it the brain, the nervous system? What makes a kid like that? What's the mechanism in the body that does it?
Sure, so we have really two sides of our nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Those are big science words. We call them the gas pedal, which is that fight or flight side, and then the brake pedal. So most of the time they're stuck on the gas pedal. Their system's just out of balance, right? And so their system is always constantly going and always under a state of stress and not really spending a lot of time in the calm state, that growth and development and learning side. And so and you see this, they're always revving the engine, right? They're always on the go.
So how do you approach that, Dr. Howell? How do you approach that with your training as a chiropractor to help a kid who's stuck on the gas?
Yeah, so in our office we utilize technology to measure how balanced or out of balance their nervous system is. And then our goal is to figure out how we can address the nervous system to restore that balance, essentially pumping the brakes, right? We don't necessarily want to cut the line to the engine. We don't want the engine to slow down. We want the brake pedal to get stronger so that they have control to slow it down when they need to, i.e. the classroom. But they can rev it back up when they want to go outside and play and do sports and that kind of stuff.
Some adults have this too,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So have you treated the adult ADHD patient?
Yeah, we work with adults too. I mean, about 60% of our practice is kids, and so, you know, we see adults too. And we definitely see more kids with ADHD, but we also work with adults. What
are some other things that you treat in kids, some other conditions?
So the most common things would be, you know, reflux, ear infections, allergies, asthma, that kind of stuff. And we see that very young, right, in the preschool ages. And when, you know, when we meet someone with ADHD, we learn that they've also had those things early on in life, so this imbalance starts very early. So a lot of these conditions can be tied together. Our goal is always to still just figure out where the nervous system is and what we can help to balance.
We saw some pictures of you with babies, with infants.
Yeah.
You treat them as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have people stop on their way home from the hospital to check and make sure. I mean, you think about the delivery process, it's a little stressful.
A little rough on the bod.
Yeah, so it's, you know, our goal in that process is really just to check and make sure that everything is good and balanced, and it just takes a few minutes and they're continuing their way home.
How did you decide to do this this kid focus in your practice? Because I know not every doctor does.
Sure, so I mean, I'm a Quad City native, so I've been around chiropractic literally my whole life. But it wasn't until I saw the effects on my own daughter. My oldest daughter is actually a teenager now, and she'd had a lot of ear infections when she was younger, and so, you know, my chiropractor just helped me connect the dots and convinced me to bring her in because I just never thought of it. And then I started to see the power of that, and then yeah, I mean, it all kind of just fell into place from there.
Yeah, so you have a great example in your own life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you do workshops. You got one coming up on ADHD. All of that can be found at howelldc.com.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So if you want to know more information about that, of course, you just, you know, can bring them in as well and make an appointment.
Yeah,
and all of
you
that.
can just call the office. We can give you information on any upcoming workshops. We do them all year. We've got a few coming up in the fall, so you can give us a shout. Go to our website and check upcoming events.
Good.
And yeah.
Travis Howell, good to meet you.
Good to meet you
Thanks
as well.
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for what you're doing and kind of looking at this in a fresh way. I think it's
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Thank you.